Hey BTCU, I'm Hair by Chrissy Danielle at Hair by Chrissy Danielle on Instagram and Global Ambassador for Trust Professional. Today, I'm gonna be walking you through my Old Money Blonde technique. This is gonna be super soft, super seamless dimension. This is going to give your clients the longevity to their color that they really want while still giving luxury. So let's get started and I will elaborate everything to you guys throughout the entire technique. So we have Ashley here today, who is actually one of my regular clients. We have not colored her hair since August, and she recently moved here to LA. So this is actually going to be her regular maintenance appointment, but she is looking for more longevity. We kind of had talked about you not being able to see me as frequently as possible, so you want something that's gonna last you a little bit longer, correct?
Correct.
So we talked about, giving her the dimension that she loves with a much softer grow out and maybe adding a little bit of depth at the root area to kind of create that faux shadow effect. Would you be okay with that, adding in like a little bit of depth to kind of ease that grow out for you?
My hair is naturally dark, so I would love a nice blend that would, elongate my in-between colors.
So I think that will be perfect, and we'll still keep you like nice and bright around the face, just so that you have that like lit from within, beachy, like glowy blonde that you're always used to. But this is just gonna be so much less maintenance for you.
Sounds great.
So that wraps up our consultation, and we're gonna get started. So today, before we get started, Ashley, I'm gonna use the Truss K Recovery on your hair. This is just a prep step and kind of insurance for your hair whenever you're lightening, and it's gonna keep it super strong and healthy. Along with that, we're gonna be using the Blank Blonde with our 8x powder, which is a powder bond protector. And the amazing thing about this product is it does not affect the lift at all, while ensuring that the hair's integrity stays amazing throughout the process. Okay, so now we're gonna be getting into the application part of this class. And I like to start with what I call the most underrated part of the hair, which is the ponytail piece. As somebody who has had long hair and knows how blondes are, they all wanna pull their hair forward, which will create a dark shadow down here if you haven't lightened the ponytail. So what we're gonna do here is go in with my tried and true technique of my back-to-back baby lights around the hairline, framing it for the perfect soft blonde ponytail. I like to start at the lowest point of their hairline, which is typically always in the middle, and I'm gonna work my first foil with a baby light, leaving out only what is weaved. So with your first section, you really wanna come in and give just a super fine baby light right on that hairline, leaving out only what you weaved. This is going to create a beautiful softness when they do pull their hair up. You never wanna have blonde coming right off the hairline because it tends to look a little bit unnatural. Some quick foiling tips and tricks that I live by is I like to fold my foil over my comb. I tilt my client's head down a little bit to make it easier, and I place that foil nice and tight at their hairline. When I come in with my first swipe of lightener, I start a little bit lower. What this is going to do for you is it's really going to kind of lock that hair on your foil and help you avoid slipping as you're painting. So I will blend it down and just kind of turn my brush on an angle to gently blend into her existing blonde. You never wanna overlap on that pre-lightened hair that's in a foil. Since I start it midway, this gives me the ability to hold this hair with a little bit of tension while turning my brush and painting up to blend. Something that I find is extremely important in blonding is starting your blend within your foil. You never ever want to rely on a shadow root to fix your mistakes. You want to have that blend in there So if you weren't going to shadow root, it would still be seamless. When I fold my foil, I'm kicking the ends out to protect them, folding it one time, so this is not in the lightener, and then I'm folding it up once more right on the parting and locking it in with my comb. Always fold your foils at the width of your section, and this will help them from slipping. I also like to give my foil a little bend here, which I get a lot of questions about, and it's just what I call slip insurance. So today I am using the Truss Blank Blonde with 10 volume we're starting with. I am a big believer in low and slow with your lift. I find that starting with 10, bumping up as I go, and ending at 20 really gives me the control for the whole entire head to process at the same time. It also ensures the health of the hair, especially when you're working on these more delicate areas. It's going to give you a nice gentle lift, but you're still going to get the cleanest blonde. So as we work into this side of the ponytail, this is a really key part. Our first foil is gonna be right on the hairline, just like we started. And here is where I am going to tell you guys, if you haven't already, you should try a foil board for these. It's going to make your life a lot easier in these areas that are a little bit tougher to work on. So what I like to do is I take my foil, I place it right over my board, and I pull the hair over the board and foil with tension. What that does is it immediately gives me the ability to blend my lightener and really have the insurance that I'm not gonna have this foil crumbling and slipping. It takes a little bit of time to get used to working with a board, but once you do, it's seriously a game changer. And you can see how much easier it is to blend and see exactly where you want to paint. And then you just simply slide it out, and we're gonna fold these foils the same way that we did the first three. Now, something that I wanna point out that is extremely important and key to this look is we talked about seamless dimension and everything kind of being fluid and connected. So in this area, a lot of times with blondes, people struggle with a dark spot that ends up right behind the ear or above the ear. So when you foil your ponytail piece, what you want to think about is immediately eliminating that. So your next foil is going to go about 1/4 of an inch higher, and this is going to start to already connect into your money piece when you make it to the front. Clean sections and section size are really key with blonding in order to get that beautiful lift. So as you can see, I took this weave a little bit further than my last one, bringing that connection up. You can really see the size and consistency of my weave, but that it's also very see-through, and you can still see my foil through it. This is gonna ensure that you get the lift that you want. Always blending down into the pre-existing blonde and blending up into the root to create that beautiful blend. So this next foil is going to be my last one of this section. And as I take that down, you can see again that I'm going about another 1/4 inch above that last foil. So what I wanna point out to you here before I put this foil in is when you look at your client here, I've met that right in the center of her ear. That way, when we come to the front, it's gonna connect without even thinking about it, and you don't have to worry about getting this dark hole.